It's that time of year again. Hi again, everybody. As you see behind me, the March Madness is on with the conference tournaments this week, the big one starting next week. One of my personally favorite times of the year in the sporting world because of this tournament and conference tournaments. Where do we start? Let's start with the conference tournaments as these are being played this week. The biggest are ACC, Big Ten, SEC, Big 12, Pac-12. All being played with the winner of each conference getting an automatic bid, which means you're automatically secure a spot in the tournament. And the people who don't make it or are projected to make it get an at-large bid come Selection Sunday, this Sunday coming up, as it is one of the best times of year if you're a college basketball fan. Let's start first with the Big Ten tournament. I found more of the Big Ten than any other conference in the world because my favorite team, Michigan Wolverines, are in there. So let's look. The bracket, I have the bracket right in front of me as yesterday. If you were watching a little bit or on Wednesday, Illinois beat Minnesota, by a score of 82-55. And Nebraska beat Rutgers, which was an entertaining game for the half of the game, but then Rutgers, who only got one conference win in about the past 40 tries, suffered another loss and is out of the tournament. Now, coming up the action this week, I'll preview that tournament as today, or as coming up down the road, the number one seed in the tournament is Indiana. Big hopes, big hopes for this team coming down the stretch as projected, maybe after they played in a tournament called the Maui Invitational, beginning of the year tournament. They all thought that they would be out of it after suffering horrendous loss, 2 in a row to teams that won't even make the tournament. So we righted Indiana out. But they are the number one seed, regular season champions, and are looking to go to the big dance. Also, Michigan State, Maryland, and Wisconsin. I'm excited for that, as I believe, if you follow Louisville is on postseason ban for allegations we cannot get into on here, but if you want, please follow up on the story. But it's not different. It's different not seeing them in a tournament because they're one of the best, highly ranked teams. They're used to getting in every year after year after year. Remember, they won the NCAA championship in 2013, I believe. They beat Michigan when they played in Georgia, and that's the year Kevin Ware, if you remember, had that horrendous leg injury where he came down, and his leg basically snapped in half, or shin snapped in half, which was not a good sight. But also we have also Duke, not a surprising how the way they've been playing. They were all the way down to number 24 in the rankings. That's how poorly they were playing. But were able to sneak up, get into 17. They've turned on of late. They beat NC State in the second round of the tournament yesterday, so they'll get ready to play Thursday in the quarters, Friday semis, and championship on Saturday if they could survive. And in the last tournament, the Big 12 tournament being played in Kansas City, Missouri. As you know, Kansas City, as West Virginia is in the top 3 with Oklahoma and, like I said, Kansas. That's a great also tournament as, an automatic bid has a little bias, I think, to have hosts in Kansas City where Kansas and Kansas State are. I think maybe move it out where it's maybe I don't know where to put, but I mean that's an okay place. Maybe move it somewhere where there is no bias because there's more fans coming. But I mean I can't say because the MAC has the same thing with with all the Ohio teams coming to place and having Buffalo and Ball State traveling the Michigan team. So I can't really say because that's what the MAC does here. And to wrap it up, I was the tournament, like I said, is next week, starts next Tuesday with the first 4. Tuesday and Wednesday, first 4. Thursday is the second. Thursday, Friday, second and third rounds. Saturday, Sunday is the third round. Following that, the next week will be the Elite Sweet 16 Elite 8. And then followed by that, the week after will be the Final Four, and then the Monday would be the national championship game. And then before you know it, it's on to baseball. And I'll be giving a baseball report coming up here in the near future. But that's all the time we have for this episode. Saying thanks for joining us on another edition of Kyle Sports Rant.